All right. Hello, people. So today we are going to be finding functions from solutions. So basically, you are going to be given the answers and you need to figure out what the original equation was. So let's take a look at these. It says a quadratic function has x-intercepts at 2 and -5. What is the function? So right here it's telling us that we ended up at x equals 2 and -5. And that's how we got our answers. Well, going backwards through our factoring process, we do know that we got our numbers from the set of parentheses, and that something happened to those numbers in the process. Keeping in mind, we did that solving process, so we ended up with numbers that were the opposite signs of what we started with in our x. Okay, cool. So now that we know that, we can plug in those numbers into our x. Let's see, we got -2 and 5. And then we just need to figure out what numbers go at the top and what numbers go at the bottom. So for this one, remember, you need to multiply to get the top and then add or subtract to get the bottom. In this case, since we have a negative, we're going to be subtracting. So we're just going to multiply our two numbers to get the top. So -2 times 5 is going to give us a -10. And then at the bottom, we're subtracting these. So 5 minus 2 is going to give us a +3. And then thinking about how we set up this x in the first place, I know that at the top I had a times c, and I had b at the bottom. So then I could just plug those into my original setup for my equation. So for these ones, we are always going to assume that a is 1 because it could be anything. And we don't know like if we divided by anything here or what. So we're just going to assume that a is always going to be 1 in these problems. So I'm just going to do an x squared over here for that. And then fill in my b. My b we said was 3. So I'm going to do plus 3x. And then our c, we're assuming is that top number, which is -10. And that's how we do it. Basically, you're trying to do these problems, these factoring problems, in reverse here. Where it gives you the answers, you go backwards through the process to find what your equation was. Cool. So let's try another one. We got a quadratic function has x-intercepts at 1 and 7. Cool. So this is telling us that we ended up with x equals 1 and 7, which means that when we went backwards into our process, our parentheses must have had the opposite signs. So when I go to plug these into my x, I know I have a -1 and a -7 on the sides, and I need to figure out what my a times c is, or really just my c, what my b is. So I got -1 times -7 for the top. That's going to be a +7. And then for the bottom, I'm adding these together. I got -1 plus -7. That's going to give me -8. Cool. So again, I'm going to put this into my original formula. I know that my a, we're again assuming is 1. So I'm going to just leave it as an x squared. I need my b, which is at the bottom here. We said that was -8. And then for my c, we said that was 7. So I'm going to do +7. And that's the basic idea here. All right, cool. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.